Oh, wasn't that the greatest moment ever?
No.
Best moment of
Fuck
the
off.
decade.
Fuck off.
Best
You're not bringing that
moment.
on. Hello and welcome to Football Talk. We're back another week, another episode, and at the end of the line is Josh Cool, who is up north, if I recall correctly.
Yes, I'm in Lancashire, and guess what? Snowy Lancashire.
Snow?
It's snowing outside.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
snowing. Very. I mean, now if we didn't have a bigger difference between our climates, it's even bigger now. I've gone 300 miles up north because I've got snow and you've got just sweat. Is that all you have?
No,
Sweat.
I've just got rain,
Yeah.
Josh. I've got rain.
Oh,
It's
no.
rained so much over the last 3 days that my football got cancelled today because the pitch was waterlogged. So,
Oh my.
Yeah, it's been monsoon rain for 3 days. It's not been very nice, actually. I mean, it's still hot. It's still like 28 degrees.
Yeah.
So
What's the drainage situation like in Singapore? Have they got good drains?
they've got really good drains apart from the football pitches because they're all not AstroTurf but artificial pitches.
Oh,
So
not good
sits
drainage
and-
there.
Yeah, it's not brilliant drainage. So we'll
Yeah,
have
you
to,
don't have someone coming out at half time digging their fork into it to help drainage, do you?
No, but what you do
They-
see is
they
you see them go along with those like pushable wheelie things to try and squeeze all the water off into one direction.
Oh right, yeah,
Yeah,
like a little squeegee, yeah, nice.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a difference, but yeah. So we've played our last game before Christmas without even knowing it. So
Oh,
and we're on a terrible run of form. We haven't won in 4 games. Yeah, it's been dreadful. So
well, you could do a Bournemouth. You might have turned it around this week.
well, we'll get onto that later. Yeah, we'll get onto
Yes.
that later. But first up, Josh, news. Have you got any news for me?
News, yes. One caught my eye because I was a bit perplexed by it. It was, you see about Jordan Ibe?
No.
He's facing trial over crashing his Bentley into a coffee shop and then driving off. This happened a few months ago, but I've decided not to read anything about it. Just a headline because it interested me. And I was like, oh, imagine he just like, it was a very posh area of, Bournemouth's quite nice. Maybe he just drove in there, accidentally crashed in, went, oh, sorry, and just reversed out and went on his day.
Oh, sorry about that. Didn't see you there. Yeah.
God. Oh, new car, don't have brakes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was that autopilot. It was useless. Sorry about that. Yeah. Bloody hell. Okay, no, I didn't know that. I didn't know
No,
about
maybe that's
that.
been why he's been so poor for Bournemouth, because there's other things going on in his life we don't know, like crashing into coffee shops.
Yeah. Talking of that, that's a very good segue, Josh, into the news about Jesse Lingard. Now, I don't know if you've heard about this. Yeah.
That was in my head. It was like,
Yes.
oh, wow, it's so good.
It was very good, yeah. That he's openly admitted to having some sort of like mental health and family issues, which has distracted him from his game. And he openly admitted in an interview as well that Solskjaer absolutely bollocked him after he put that video online on Instagram. But yeah, it's interesting. It brings it up again, doesn't it, about mental health and sports and athletes and sportsmen and women and any profession really.
Any profession, no matter what walk of life, mental health issues, as much as physical issues, can trouble you. And I think, especially in when it's your results are so tangible and so there for all to see, people just, and we're part of that as well. We criticise, don't we? We've criticised. I imagine if you look back, we've probably criticised Jesse Lingard for his performances. But under it, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Just because people have money does not mean they're not able to suffer mental health issues or physical issues like everybody else. And so, I think
True.
it helps when people talk out about it, because
Yeah.
otherwise it's suffering in silence. And you immediately, I think there's immediately a kind of a release of. I imagine a lot of people felt incredibly guilty for what they'd said about Jesse Lingard over the past kind of 12 months. And,
probably, but I also think it is. I don't disagree with that, and this could come account a bit harsh, but it's an entertainment business, and you can't just not be critical because you don't know what's going on in their life. It's like a film star or stand-up comic, isn't it? It's like, well, you're not gonna, if he's a crap comic, you're not gonna not laugh because you don't know what's going on in his back life. You'll probably be pissed off that you've paid the money, sort of thing. So
no, it doesn't absolve them from all criticism, but it adds a layer of understanding.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I just thought that was a very good segue and well thought out, Josh, because I didn't know that's where you were going with it. So I will put more faith in you next time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Other news that's caught my eye, obviously Ancelotti sacked after winning, after getting through to the next stages of Europe, I think it was, or winning in the Champions League. Gattuso steps in and loses his first game. Napoli is a weird club. It's a weird club. Did you know about why Ancelotti got sacked?
I don't. I imagine it's going to be weird though.
So yeah, he basically, the chairman or the owner, or whatever they have in Italy, I think it's an owner, wanted them to go somewhere for warm weather training, or go somewhere for training in between, like midweek. So they had a game on a Saturday. The owner wanted them to go away for training to do some sort of press and go to a country and stuff like that and come back to play a game on the next Saturday. Ancelotti said no. That started off a big heated debate between Ancelotti and the players on one side and the owner. So the owner just went, well, I can't sack all the players, so see you later, Carlo.
So that obviously then means he is probably being talked about with every vacant job, especially ones in England.
Yes.
Who do you reckon he'd do best to go to? Because I think Everton probably interested. Arsenal, I imagine West Ham will be keeping a kind of sideways eye on it, even though they have turned around a little bit recently. Where do you reckon he'd be best to...
I think I would like to... Well, where do I think he would be best? That's a... Yeah, Arsenal. I do think he'd probably do the best at Arsenal, and I think he'd suit Arsenal quite well. He'd be a sort of the no-nonsense manager they need. He's got experience of winning stuff, experience of England, but I think he's already ruled himself out, or one of them has ruled themselves out. Either Arsenal have said, at this moment in time, they don't want him, and it might be at the end of the season, but...
Well, yeah, I think Arsenal are focused on getting a younger manager. Doesn't really fit the profile they're going for, but, I mean...
I think Arsenal could go Eddie Howe,
oh God!
I think they could.
Well, I would be laughing all the way to the fun bank if they get him, because Ancelotti's won the Champions League 3 times.
Yeah. His FA Cup.
Yeah.
League Cup. Did he win the League Cup? No, he didn't win the League Cup with Chelsea. FA Cup, Champions League, loads of Serie A and Bundesliga and stuff like that. So yeah, to go from that to Eddie Howe, but yeah. I think Ancelotti could do well. I think Ancelotti would go into Everton and do well as well. I think he'd do better at Arsenal, but I think he would do well, all right at Everton. But you know, is he Big Dunk? Is he Big Dunk?
Oh, Big Dunk! Wow, who saw that coming? Big Dunk with the hug. Ball boy's getting all the love at the moment. I hope not too much love. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
But a lot of love from Big Dunk. I didn't realise he had it in him. I thought he just kind of elbowed people in the face, but
yeah,
he showed it, didn't he?
I mean, he did. I did see one of his press conferences on Sky Sports News. Obviously, when I get up and watch Sky Sports News, it's like 2:00 in the morning or whatever in England. So I just get all the crap that's repeated over and over and over and over again to fill space. So, and I saw Duncan Ferguson's press conference, and he literally did just say, if they run around a lot and put effort in for the shirt, that'll be enough. I was like, yeah, you're not going to be the long-term manager.
Is it going to be enough for anyone else?
Yeah, so... But yeah. I don't think anyone saw it coming. Yeah, great start to his interim management career. But yeah, anything else in the news as we go on a few tangents here and there?
A slightly sad one. I mean, the fans of the Premier League in the older era will remember Jim Smith, a former, I think, Derby manager, passed away this week. So it's always sad. It's another sign how old we're getting. But
yeah,
I mean, he's 79, so he had a fair life. But yeah, 79-year-old man. It's just it's going to be more and more as we go on with the names we knew and the faces we knew will be passing. But yeah, it's condolences to his family for Jim Smith passing.
Yeah,
but yeah,
ex Man United assistant manager, if I remember rightly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was. But yeah, it's sad, isn't it? And you're right. We're getting to that age where it's a lot of the managers that we grew up with now getting to that age of passing on. But yeah, it's sad, and as you say, condolences out to his family and stuff like that. So yeah,
Champions League all wrapped up. To
really? Who's won it?
Yeah, Spurs have won it. Weirdly, the last 16, but no clubs outside of the top 5 leagues are in it this year. In the last 16, it's all Italy, Germany, Spain, England, and the other one.
France.
Spain.
France.
Yes.
The other one.
Isn't it funny? Always, whenever you name these 5, you go, I'll get to 4, and then your brain goes, not finishing that job for you.
You might as well just say PSG instead of France. So it's England, Italy, Germany, PSG, and Spain. But yeah. Anyway, the other one. The other one.
The draw is made, I think, tomorrow on Monday, so that'll be interesting. So we can talk about next week in our special podcast next week.
Yes, we will have a special podcast next week, which will be very exciting. Obviously, so Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool have finished, well, the Premier League for Christmas, haven't they? Because they are off to the Club World Cup, or they finished it up until Boxing Day, I think is their next game, isn't it, in the league?
Yeah, play Leicester.
Yeah, they're off to the Club World Cup Championship.
So they rearrange the West Ham match, because the West Ham, again, don't play until then as well.
Yes. So, and they have their famous 2 games in 24 hours, or 24 hours apart, where they have the League Cup here in the UK, and then the semi-final of the Club World Cup against Monterrey, I think I read somewhere.
Yes, correct.
They've won.
Monterrey, yeah.
Yeah, and it will be a very interesting tie in the other semi-final of that, because Al Halil beat ES Tunis. Do you want to guess, or do you know who scored the goal?
I have no idea.
Bafétimbi Gomis.
Oh my!
He is playing for Al Hilal at the moment, and he scored the goal that put them into the semi-finals. Yeah, if you've not seen it, YouTube it. It's an absolutely brilliant volley. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah,
I would not put him down as having that in his locker for.
Oh no, but
yes,
yeah, they're going to be facing Flamengo from Brazil. They're the other team that are in it. So it will be a Flamengo-Liverpool final, I imagine.
So that's Flamengo having win the Copa Libertadores a few weeks ago? That is close.
Yes.
That is got to be a kind of, because imagine, I can't remember the other side in the it was River, wasn't it?
River
they
Plate,
had to have contingency plans of having to play this. That's a weird one, leaving it so close to the wire, isn't it?
Yeah, but then also, is it good because it's just sort of like a charity shield at the end of the season for Flamengo, isn't it? It's like, actually, I say that the Club World Cup is really popular in South America. When Boca beat someone from Europe, was it Madrid? Maybe, or Madrid lost to Santos or something. Like everyone in that Brazil or Argentina, whichever country it was, went absolutely mental that they had won it. Like it was seen as a proper tournament, a proper competition, and it meant something. I know it is, but it isn't, is it? So,
no, Sebastian Giovinco also plays for Al Hilal.
I always thought he played at Toronto.
He did, yeah. He's club after. What a stint he had at Toronto.
Yeah. It is amazing when you just forget about players, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I just assumed he was still there. He's still at Toronto.
There's so many players that we can't remember them all.
No, that's true.
So many players.
So, any other news?
Nothing really that caught my eye. I mean, we mentioned Klopp signed a new deal, which I imagine they'll be quite happy about for Liverpool fans, and also it coincided with the length of deal that Gerrard had just signed for Rangers as well. So they both expire in 2024. Do you reckon you could see that as being a?
I could. Yeah, I can see that as a thing, unless Klopp leaves out of his own sort of. I was going to say violation. That's not the word I'm looking for. His own volition. That's it. Yeah, if he leaves on his own volition and something has to happen earlier. But even then, Klopp has come out and said he thinks Gerrard should be his successor. So,
that's a big ask, isn't it?
I know. Yeah, it is.
Especially as I can see now. Now, I'm of the opinion at this moment in time that Liverpool will go on to dominate for a few years.
I think they will as well. Yeah, annoyingly.
Because I can see Guardiola stepping aside. He's got he can leave at the end of this season if he wants. So I'm not. He's never with Guardiola. He's never rebuilt a side, has he? He's always had his side, and his first iteration's done fantastic. When he's moved on his way, he's never stuck around for a second phase.
Yeah, true.
Not many managers get the chance to at the top level. So it'd be interesting if he could obviously have that at Man City. And I mean, what better club to have that with untold riches? But it's not been part of his career to date.
No, and I've got to say, sorry, you did touch earlier on the Champions League to say it's all wrapped up and everything. Did you want to go into any of the games in anything, like any detail, or are you happy just to say it's as expected for who's gone through?
I mean, it's a bit of a funny one the last week, isn't it? So there's a few oddities and matches. I would shout out to Philippe Coutinho. He had a pretty good game against Spurs, and then followed up with a thronker yesterday where Bayern went a goal down, and then he managed to get a hat-trick and 2 assists where they win 6-1. So Coutinho is back on it. So Barcelona fans and Barcelona pretty much mistreated him because there was a great player in there. Just didn't get the love, did he?
No, yeah. Very good player. Just you can see it at Liverpool as well. How it was such a good player. So so
diminutive. Very good player.
And anything you should take out of that game between Bayern and Spurs?
No, it was nice to see some fringe players get a game. I mean, I love to see Ryan Sessegnon get on the pitch and scored a a lovely finish. And Lo Celso needs more game time. I just got a horrible feeling it's going to end in him returning to back to Betis. And
Can they do that? I thought it was a already agreed deal, like loan with a permanent move.
I think it was only permanent if we qualify for Champions League.
Ah, right, okay.
So hopefully we sign it permanently.
yeah. But yeah, okay. So yeah, because I mean, there was obviously Europa League as well. Very.
Was it? I'm busy on Thursday.
Yeah. Well, the English teams, Man United won 4-0, Wolves won 4-0, and Arsenal drew 2-2. Yeah, with standard Liège. That was it. So letting the team down. But yeah, AZ Alkmaar came to Old Trafford and pretty much dominated possession, and obviously didn't realise we were a counter-attacking team. So yeah, we absolutely annihilated them. Mason Greenwood, 2 goals, really good performance. He does look like he's settling into the senior team now.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah,
and
he's a good player.
I really like the look of him. I think he's going to be. It's always rose tinted, isn't it? Because I'm like, I feel like he is going to be really, really good, but yeah, it's very early. It's very early in his career. So, but either side of his goals, well, actually, either side of one of his goals, Ashley Young and Juan Mata scored. That must be the oldest combined of goal scorers age for Man United in a long time.
I think I read it was the first time a player over the age of 26 has scored for you this season.
There you go. It's crazy. But that put us top of the group to go through with what should be a more favourable tie in the knockouts. And the same with Wolves as well. Diego Jota scoring a hat-trick, 11-minute hat-trick. And I watched the highlights and it was very nice and really good movement from the Wolves guys. And yeah, he came on as a sub and scored a hat-trick in 11 minutes and got man of the match. So, and that put them top of the group as well, which was a good for them. So that was a very quick, brief wrap-up of the European football that happened in Zing. But shall we move on, Joshua?
Let's do it. Ooh la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la. It's quizzing time. Now, we've had a bit of fluctuations in quizzes recently, haven't we? So
nailed it last week. Nailed it.
Week before? How'd it go week before?
Yeah, it's terrible.
It nailed you. And I reckon this one, it's fair to middling. So I have compiled a list of derbies by their names. Can you let me know the clubs who were involved? All right?
Oh, God, okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah. So
we have, I'm going to read out the list of 10. So do you want to make note of this?
I will make notes, yeah.
So we have, to begin with, the M1 derby.
Oh,
these range all across Europe, by the way. So,
oh, God.
Yeah. So we have the M1 derby, the M23 derby.
Okay.
We have the Le Classique.
Le Classique, that sounds very French.
Oh, très bon. Then we have Rhineland.
Right, that's definitely German. But God knows who is it. I'm going to suck at this.
Then we move across. We go to Derby del Sol.
Oh my word! I thought you said this was easy to middling.
Yeah, it is. A big clues along the way. Little Christmas treats.
Okay.
Derby de Sicilia.
Although when I'm writing these down, I'm writing the word Derby as in like the place.
yeah, and strangely, it's actually spelled like that.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Sicilia.
So that would to translate that is Derby of the Sun and Sicilian Derby.
Okay.
Then we move on. So you've got 6 so far, yeah, Dave.
Yep.
We move on to Seville Derby. I mean, you got to name one of those.
I've got one of them. Yeah, I think I know that one actually. I think I know that one.
Then we go to the Basque Derby.
Oh, okay.
Right.
For the Seville derby, can I have Seville versus Seville under-21s?
Then, so after the Basque Derby, we have the Edinburgh Derby.
Okay.
And the final one is the Intercontinental Derby.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm not quite sure why it's called that, but I can give you. I feel like I can give you the countries involved if you so need.
Okay. I might do.
So, any thoughts initially?
Yes. I'm gonna go. Yeah. My initial thought is that you've made this far too hard, but I'll give it a go. I'll have a good quiz because next week, Josh, next week, my quiz will be ready for you.
Oh my goodness!
I've built it in for the special episode. So
Weeks in the making.
It has been weeks in the making. It's going to be good. Right, okay, M23 Derby.
Yes.
Crystal Palace v Brighton.
Yes, that famous derby.
The really fake derby, yeah.
Seagulls v Eagles. Or Eagles even.
Okay, right, so I've got one. Okay. Right. The Basque Derby
Basque.
is Real Sociedad v Athletic Bilbao.
Oh, smashed it.
Yeah.
And what's the fun fact about Athletic Bilbao you can give to people, listeners?
They're only allowed to sign players that are Basque nationalities.
Oh.
Or nationals, I should say. I've just written down Athletic Basque. I mean, I don't know why they just call themselves that. Yeah. Right.
Basque FC, come on.
If I got like one shot, I can have multiple guesses at the same derby. Is it like one and you're out?
No, it's like Mastermind. You get one, I'll tell you got one right, and then you can just
okay.
shoot them. Yeah.
See, I feel like the M1 derby, I should really know that.
Well, where does the M1 go?
Well, it goes from London all the way up to the north.
Yeah, but these are actually quite close on the M1.
That's what I thought. I definitely have heard about it. I'll come back to
one is a Premier League club, one is a Championship club, both doing as shit as each other.
Well, I'd say Watford then.
Yes, correct.
And then, but you said they're close, so they must be both in London. Charlton?
Well, Watford's not in London, but that's
well,
not great stuff.
What,
no, it's further. It's further up the M1. This one.
Okay, well, let me write Watford down because I've got half of it.
Yeah, we'll leave you with Watford there.
Yeah. Okay. The Sevilla derby, Seville, obviously Sevilla, are going to be involved in the Sevilla derby. Real Betis.
Oh. Tres Betis.
Tres Betis, yeah. Le Classic is either PSG v Marseille, Marseille v Lyon.
Stop you there. Stop you there. Stop you there. I'll take your first answer.
Hang on, I didn't give an answer. I said it's either one of these. I hadn't picked it yet. Okay.
I didn't want you flailing around in the wind, right?
I think it's Marseille v Lyon, but I'll come back to it. The Rhineland derby. I'm going to chuck Bayer Leverkusen in there.
I'm going to chuck them right back out of there.
Okay, and then my other team I was going to chuck in is Kaiserslautern.
Oh, no.
No.
But
okay.
I mean, my vague memory of the Rhineland, wasn't that the area between France and Germany?
The only thing I know about the Rhineland is that it was really crucial in World War II. That's where all the factories were, and we bombed it with the bouncing bomb to flood it. We bounced the dam that was near it to flood the Rhineland.
Yes.
But that doesn't help me. That's my history A-level coming through. I haven't done history since A-level, but it's all in there somewhere. It's all in there somewhere. Okay, we'll come back to that one. Derby de Sol. Derby of the Sun.
So where's Sunny in...
It's like Spain. It's got to be like...
No. So you've had the Spanish ones.
Yeah.
You've just mentioned the German ones. What we got? What's the other country? The other one?
Italy, France.
Oh, Italy.
Derby of the Sun in Italy. Well, I'm going to go first off. I'm going to scrap that, and I'm going to go Derby of Sicilia.
Sicilia.
Yeah.
Sicily Derby, yeah.
Palermo.
Yes.
Because I know that they're in Sicily, because I've always wanted to go there and see them. I have no idea what other team is in Sicily.
This is it's a difficult. Not a big name. You definitely know them. They play in I think they play in like their badge is kind of blue and gold. I think.
Spal?
Yeah. No.
Okay, I'll come back to that one as well. Oh God, Edinburgh Derby, Hibs.
Yes.
Hibernian.
Yes.
And Hearts.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
So at the moment you got 4 correct with half answers on Derby de Sicilia, M1 Derby, and then you kind of flirted around the Le Classique without stapling it down.
Yeah, Le Classique. I'm definitely going to go for Marseille.
Yes, Marseille is correct.
Yeah, that was the one team I was pretty confident about in there. Intercontinental Derby. Immediately, what came to mind was Boca v River, but it's not, is it?
No, we've stayed in Europe. This is
okay.
Maybe this country can sometimes be considered Europe and Asia. It's a big, yeah.
Okay, so Russia.
No.
Oh.
There's. I'll tell you, it involves Turkey.
Turkey. So it's 2 teams from Turkey.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'll just go Galatasaray v Fenerbahce.
There you go.
Is that
Got
it?
it in one.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
All right, we'll leave you there. You got 5 correct answers and a few half ones, so we'll come back to that after the reviews.
Awesome. I'm just crossing off all the ones I've got completely so that I don't then re-answer them. Oh god, yeah, I'm struggling. Okay. Yes, on to the reviews then of this week's fixtures, and it's been been busy. So no games on Friday. There was no Friday game, but there was an early game on the Saturday, and that is where we'll start. Joshua Call, give me the Liverpool-Watford derby name.
Albert Riera. Do you remember Albert Riera? The Spanish left winger.
Signed by Benitez, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think he must have been... I can imagine there was a Watford link with, their feeder clubs, their kind of Granada's, Udinese type thing, and he ended up on loan at Watford for a little bit.
Yeah, didn't know that. There you go.
He was an alright player.
Yeah, he was a bit meh, wasn't he? He was in that era.
Yeah.
He was in that era of Liverpool signing meh sort of players, and a lot of them as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a decent. It's weird because Watford lost 2-0 but played pretty well. If they had taken their chance, I don't know if you've seen the highlights of the game or did you watch it?
Yeah.
That one from Sarr, is it Sarr? Sarr, where he just sort of stood. It was coming straight to him, and then he stood too close to the ball and just.
He did not position himself at all right, did he? It was just like, oh god, when you're kicking like that and it comes off your shin, it's like. Oh man, Doucouré had one, and Troy Deeney had one. There were some real chances, and I mean Virgil van Dijk had a good chance to put it past his own keeper. He tried.
Yeah, I mean
wanted that 2-1, didn't they?
Did you see anything to suggest Nigel Pearson's made a big difference, or do you just think it was crap? We really need to up our game. This is Liverpool.
No, I promise you. I mean, how many times we've spoken recently about Watford not creating chances. This is as a positive. They create chances. I mean, the reason they kept it reasonably tight. I mean, it's actually it almost seems like it's dangerous actually getting a corner against Liverpool because of the speed they break with it. Will Hughes, mate, you cannot dolly a header back into the central area there. Just put it wide.
Yeah.
And or just just clear it, because Liverpool were just in that moment. They're just like horses ready to run a race. They're just praying for anything to run onto. It's like, oh, okay, give it a couple of seconds, there'll be a shot here. Yeah, 2 lovely goals from Salah, wasn't it?
It was. The first one was... It was so good because the defending by Kiko... I think it was Kiko Firmino who was marking him on the counter. Obviously, he was never going to tackle him because it probably could have been a red card if he got it wrong. But he stood up and he marked him out and he twisted his body at the right time. But it's just the touch from Salah onto his right foot. And then I think the shot took a lot of people by surprise because obviously he's left-footed. But it was a lovely goal. Absolutely lovely goal. And then the second from... Divock Origi's terrible shot.
Oh, that's the famed Danny Welbeck assist, that is.
Yeah.
He'd been watching highlights of Danny Welbeck, who I'd say they're comparable players. They both hit some heights, but they really contrive to make themselves look incredibly bad footballers at times. He man, oh god, I honestly, it's an alternate reality where you tell me Divock Origi scored a Champions League final goal and has scored so many goals of weirdly important goals. It's just not right. Yeah,
I know. I totally agree. It's so strange. But you just touched on him. Will Hughes, right? Can you remember when
another albino footballer?
He was talked about as like this massively potential, really gifted player. He's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
He's been found out in the Premier League. He's not actually that good.
Well, yeah, because it's all because he has got a futsal. He's got a football background, a futsal background. It's like, this is the first one who's come through from playing futsal, and it's kind of like, okay. And I didn't watch too much of him because he spent so long in the Championship. It's not a league I watch with such a keen eye as the Premier League. I caught bits of him, and it seemed like there's all that hype about him, but he just stayed at Derby, which isn't maybe better for his development, he thought. But now, I mean, I don't think he helps himself being at Watford. It's one of those players. I mean, say he's similar to Phil Foden. Phil Foden can come on for Man City and he gets goals and assists because there's all the players around him. But being a attacking midfielder in a Watford side is a very different kettle of fish, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. And it's It's just, I don't know. I always thought he was going to be absolutely amazing, like play for England, do really well and stuff like that. But no, he's just not. He's sort of
Yeah,
just
I mean,
faded.
fair, lad, he'll be 25 come the end of the season. He's still reasonably young. He's played a fair amount of times for England under 21s, but he made his first appearance for the under 21s when he was probably like 17, 18, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one to play, isn't it? You can we burst onto the scene, and then it's a lot of his mentality, technical abilities there. Everybody can see, but I mean, a lot of talk this week about Adnan Januzaj, isn't there? And players saying how they thought Januzaj was going to be the best player ever, but yeah, it's all about mentality and how you and also career choices. We mentioned it previously on the podcast around the strikers in this match. We mentioned Salah, Mane, Firmino. They could easily have had careers which were fair to middling, like good careers, but they managed to stumble upon this moment in time with Klopp there in a system that suits them, and they now will become legends of Liverpool and spoken about for years. But there's no guarantee that was ever going to happen because they weren't these players before this time at Liverpool, were they?
Yeah, it's amazing. It is amazing how things like that just sort of work or don't work in terms of managers and players at the right time, and it's interesting. It's a very interesting thing. But anyway, it was Liverpool keep the run going.
Honestly,
10
it's
points
crazy,
clear.
isn't it?
It's just
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
They shouldn't be shithousing their ways to wins, ways to win at this point in the season, but they are, and I think it's just gonna be all done and dusted come January. I think.
You reckon? You reckon it's all going to be wrapped up and nothing?
Yeah, I can't see much. I can see a little bit of drama, and Sky Sports will really try and ham up the drama because Liverpool have dropped some points and now they're only like 8 points ahead or something. But I really can't see it getting to nerve-wracking title challenge at this point in time. No.
Okay, all right. Well, we go on two teams that had a lot to play for in terms of Liverpool right at the top and Watford right at the bottom. Two teams that were right next to each other in the table. Burnley, Newcastle.
Yes, the Paul Gascoigne derby.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Yeah, remember that? Yeah,
Jesus.
Remember him?
Yeah, I remember him. Thoughts on this game? I mean, it was pretty terrible.
Yes, pretty terrible, but really important points. And I mean, I don't know if we've touched on it again, but Bruce has been doing a pretty good job. But yeah, it's Burnley being Burnley, isn't it? And was it Chris Wood getting the goal? It's just keeping for Burnley all the time again, isn't it?
It was just sort of Andy Carroll started for Newcastle, sort of got into Bravka's way at the corner, and
it just surprises me that he's playing Premier League football again.
Yeah, and it was a good header from Wood, but the defending was pretty crap, and it probably should have been 0-0. I'd suggest. It wasn't very good, but the thing with Brucey is that these are the sort of games he should be not losing. I'm not going to say winning, but he should be not losing because away at Burnley, Newcastle
off the back of a 5-0 loss.
Yeah, you should
Burnley.
It's interesting. But there's not but it's Burnley, Newcastle, isn't it? I mean, what more do we want to discuss about it? It's not really affecting the league anymore, which in itself is credit to Steve Bruce, actually. That he's pulled Newcastle away from that drop zone very convincingly. So, but both managers as well. Before the game, were very concerned with why the ref had been appointed, and I have no idea why. It was very strange. And I can remember reading something about it. I'm going to see if I can find the article just while we're chatting about it. Sorry about this, listeners. But there was something about neither team wanted the ref. And I for the life of me can't find it.
Wasn't it kind of a debut or a kind of like a step up? Because there was the incident with Andy Carroll and I think it was Ben Mee, wasn't it? And that left Dyche a bit unhappy.
Okay. Yeah, that may have been it. I can't find it at the moment. But yeah, I mean, they shouldn't be so horrible if he's just making a step up. But yeah. So anyway, we'll leave that there because I've got not much else to talk about that. But we will go and talk about a very great result. A great result, this one. Chelsea 0, Bournemouth 1 in the...
sorry. Yeah, in the Premier League. Yeah. It's got to be Nathan Ake. There's, I mean, Dominic Solanke as well.
Really? Dominic Solanke?
Yeah, because Liverpool signed him from Chelsea, didn't they?
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Okay, Forgot about that. Another man that's come back from or is surprisingly still playing Premier League football, Dan Gosling.
Yes,
getting
Dan
the goal.
Gosling.
Have you seen it? It's mental.
Yeah. I mean, VAR made it a lot more than what it should be. I mean, I suppose the assistant referee made it a lot more. He should have. It's difficult when players are rushing out and he's rushing in. So if you haven't seen it, the Chelsea backline are stepping up, but Dan Gosling's running from deep position, finds himself looking like he's well offside, but he's not, and loops over Kepa and goes into the net. Although Azpilicueta tries his best to get it out, and moments of probably minutes of with VAR trying to judge if he's onside, offside, if all the other issues they got to contend with, and eventually gets ruled as a goal. And it's nice to see Dan Gosling actually celebrated it like a proper goal when it got announced by VAR. And often it's kind of like they've celebrated it and they've gone, okay, it's confirmed. But he actually celebrated properly when VAR announced it.
Yeah, it was good. What I don't understand nowadays is with VAR, in this specific sort of situation where a defence is pushing up and attackers are coming in to attack the goal, and like you say, they're going in opposite directions, it's very hard to call who's onside and who's offside. Why does the linesman even put his flag up?
Yeah, I think it's because
just let it play, and then if it's offside, VAR will cancel it.
They can't help themselves because they've had years of training. They see offside, flag it, and they are, and it's almost like you don't need to be robots and can kind of change it up and go, do not flag, and but they like, oh my goodness, I can see it. Whoosh, flag goes up, and then they're like, oh no. There was I can't remember what the game was. Another instance.
It was Shelvey, wasn't it? John Joe Shelvey last week as well. Yeah.
And then also this weekend with it was a handball in a match, and the referee just waving away, going, no handball. It was the Sheffield United Derby match come on to, and referee's like waving away, like, it's ridiculous. And then VAR brings it back, it's like, it was, and it's like, and I imagine that's part of the reason referees, and this isn't that referees don't like it because they immediate. Imagine it'd be so soul destroying immediately. That's a bigger boy telling you, your manager get paid going, yeah, you're wrong. Straight away, it's like, oh, you can't just. Hiding from that, but we'll talk about the game bit actually. So Bournemouth, obviously was it run of 5 defeats in a row, and it seems like Chelsea do like to end losing runs, don't they? Because it was West Ham rocked up at Chelsea and came in and get their win. And Bournemouth looked pretty good. They created a little bit. They looked dangerous, and I mean,
yeah, but they shithoused their way to this. 2 shots on target, and one of them was Dan Gosling's goal. But
Chelsea created nowhere near enough though.
No. They didn't, and it's they didn't, but they should have got more out of this game. It's the first game I've seen of Chelsea where Tammy Abraham looked isolated. I think looked really, really isolated. Nothing really went into him, but well, it's key now, isn't it? January's open to them, isn't it, for transfers now, Chelsea? So
yeah,
are they going to go and spaff some money? You think, or
so obviously Spurs and United play today. Both win or one of the other wins. Spurs play Chelsea next week. In theory, Spurs could go. I don't know the goals off the top of my head, but we could go above Chelsea and before Christmas, which would be then that would be like the Chelsea board would be like, okay, maybe we do need to spend, because they're on a poor run of form, aren't they? And it's and one way to get out of it is by spending the amount of hordes of cash you're sat on, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, so Bournemouth got up to 14th. Eddie Howe keeping them, in and around the 14th place, like he always does. 14th,
the Bournemouth place.
The Bournemouth places, yeah. I mean, it was a good battling performance from them. They're obviously going to hope it's their turning point. Another injury, a big one this time. Obviously, Nathan Ake going off, which is crucially bad, you would think. For
who had been mentioned with a move to Chelsea, didn't he?
Yeah,
they've got a buyback clause apparently.
They have got a buyback clause, yeah. 38 million or something, 40 million, yeah, something like that. And so that's interesting. I do honestly think Arsenal may give him a go. I think Arsenal may succumb to the old, you never get to go at a bigger club and things like that.
They would be so misguided to do that, but I will be enjoying watching it.
Yeah, and obviously it was a good result for both. Josh just touched on it, myself and Josh, for Man United and Spurs fans respectively, because it now puts Chelsea within reach. I would say again, obviously 5 points for us and 6 points for you. So
yeah, it's not just Chelsea within reach. I mean, say City don't, if Arsenal and City draw or something, that means Man City are within reach.
One step at a time, Josh. One step at a time.
Yeah.
Fourth place is fine.
We've almost guaranteed top 4, Dave. This is crazy.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be Liverpool, Leicester, Man United, Tottenham in top 4. So,
well, maybe we'll not be Leicester. We'll go to the Harry Kane derby, shall we?
Yeah, 2 loan spells, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, and I bet both fans have very little fond memories of Harry Kane being there.
Yeah, and first things first, right? That's it. Jamie Vardy's run is over because Tim Krul got given an own goal. So,
yes,
which is ridiculous.
Yeah, well, it was an own goal, wasn't it?
It was. Was it going wide? Was it going to hit the post?
Do you know what? I want to see one of those. I want to see like the Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see, and I didn't see it.
Trajectory.
But this could be the result that gives Liverpool the title. Because it made the points. It made it a 10-point gap. So, but yeah. Weirdly, as well, just a very quick stat for you, Josh. Did you know that... I say stat. Yeah, stat fact. I was going to make it a question, but I won't. Did you know that Leicester have a better goal difference than Liverpool?
Because they conceded naff all, didn't they?
Yeah.
Liverpool haven't kept clean sheets apart from yesterday. That was their first clean sheet in a few months. But yeah, no, I didn't know that. That's
by one goal. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. The top 3. So Liverpool's goal difference is 28, Leicester's is 29, Man City is 25, and then everybody else is less than 7.
Amazingly, Spurs is the next highest.
Yeah, with 7. Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But anyway,
well, we should have 4th place for that. So whose party was this yesterday? Was this Jamie Vardy having a party, or was this a Pookie party? Which one?
Well, Pookie was having a painful party, if anything. Have you read that he played with a broken toe?
I've had a broken toe. I broke my toe at my own wedding trying to do the worm. I was wearing.
Hang on, how did you break your toe doing the worm?
Well, firstly, I would never be able to do the worm. I don't know what came over me because I'm incredibly weak. So by trying to do it, I was wearing a kind of winkle pickery type shoe, and so when I went down the hands, body went down, legs followed, feet followed, and just completely foot straight into the floor, buckled, and I was like, well, that's not a great feeling.
Was this
so I was
in the evening?
Around. Yeah, yes.
How did I miss this? I was there.
Yeah, you were there. I was hovering around on my honeymoon, hobbling around for the next few months, basically. Yeah. So I don't know how Pookie did it. He must have had some form of injection or something to alleviate the pain there, because
he must have done.
But I mean, did that affect it? Was that the game changer? Because he had a couple of chances in the second half after that injury where it was similar to his ones in the first half, but he really didn't do much with them. Yeah,
very true. Yeah, he could have been different. I always want to know what it's like to play at that level with a broken toe or something like that. You know, like what's it like?
Every kid's got to have their dream.
I've played. I used to play quite a high level water polo, right?
Yeah.
And I've played a water polo game with a broken finger, and it is so off-putting. It's ridiculous. It's so much harder to play. And so I'd like to know, at that sort of level, the top level of sport, what is it like to play football with a broken toe? And I'm never going to reach that level. And I probably won't. If I broke my toe, I'd end up in A&E, because that's where I always end up when I break something. So I'm never going to know. But I want to know. I want to be teleported into Pookie's mind and know what his body's going through. But yeah.
We'll get him on the show. Christmas special next week. We have Pookie talking about toes.
You have to tune in to listen to that, people.
Yeah.
If that's any reason to come back. I mean, we'll put a caveat out there.
This little Pookie went to the market. This little Pookie stayed at home.
This little Pookie had an injection.
And this little Pookie went wee all the way home.
We'll put a caveat on there that Timo Pookie might not be on the show next week.
Yeah. Some promises may be false.
Yeah. Anyway, did we cover the game? I think it was. Yeah,
oh God, we covered the game. We covered that in absolute glory. No, it's a surprise not to see. When the game was going, I was like, "Oh, Leicester are going to get their result here." But they showed. Norwich showed confidence. Norwich was still going at it. And Cantwell, one little shout out for Cantwell. He reminds me He's got the swagger of Jack Grealish. He's got that, especially the hairband, the hair back. He's just got that swagger about him, and I do quite enjoy seeing it. I do like him as a player.
He really annoys me on Football Manager. I have a Norwich save going on. Go and check it out on the YouTube channel, Culture Left Foot. And yeah, he's very inconsistent and very annoying. So, I'll tell you what,
XG in this match.
go on.
Norwich had a high XG, 1.16 for Norwich, 1.06 for Leicester, and that's got to be one of the. I mean, every time I've been checking it, Leicester have had a really good XG, creating lots of chances. So credit to what was a defensively frail Norwich a few weeks ago, has now really solidified things.
They have looked so much better since getting Zimmerman in at the back. I think he's the one that came back from injury.
Oh yeah, I shout out to Zimmerman because Iheanacho. I'm not quite sure why he got subbed, but there was Iheanacho was meant to return the ball back to Norwich after the ball was played out, thrown back to Leicester. Leicester was meant to play back to say Krul, but Iheanacho just took the ball and dribbled with it, and Zimmerman was like, "Nope," and sived Iheanacho down. Iheanacho's on the floor. Todd Cantwell then goes down and grabs him, but I was like, "Yes, go on, Zimmerman," because. I mean, you're being a dick when you do that, Iheanacho. Yeah. And I don't know if that played a part in him getting subbed. He didn't seem to have too bad a game, but yeah.
I think Brendan Rodgers is the sort of manager that would sub you off for doing that. Bad character, as he says. That's my impression of Brendan Rodgers there, by the way.
Wow. God, I didn't know we had that in the locker.
Yeah, there we go.
Coming next week, it's just all 20 managers are going to have their impressions done by Dave.
Oh, God. All right. Moving on. Sheffield United v Villa.
Sheffield United v Villa, yes, the Kyle Walker derby.
Okay. I know Sheffield United. Where was Villa?
He went on loan for a season there from Spurs.
Okay.
Yeah, before when he was trying to make it, and he ended up being a half decent player. Kyle Walker. He plays for Man City now.
Yeah. Thanks, Josh.
Villa.
Yeah, Villa. Come on.
They don't look too bad. They try hard. They play some nice football, but they're just not quite good enough, are they?
Yeah, but I'm torn. Do I want Villa or Southampton to go down? And it's going to Southampton.
You want Southampton to go down?
Out of those two, I'd rather have Southampton go down and have Villa stay up.
Reason being?
I've seen Aston Villa live more times than Southampton. I used to live in Birmingham.
That is a weird reason. Okay, I would be like, it's fair. Yeah, Southampton had their day. They're not really. No one's really enjoying watching them in the league anymore. Aston Villa may develop into something a bit better. Might be nice to see Jack Grealish keep playing. Yeah, you know what? I'm not against that. Yeah,
there you go. See, there you go. Voice of reason here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not. I've seen Southampton play more than Aston Villa, but never been to either of their stadiums. I've seen more at White Hart Lane.
There you go. All right. We are nailing the reviews of these games this weekend. We really are.
Oh, it's just in-depth analysis. I'm going to talk about John Fleck now. Do you remember John Fleck and how highly rated he was before?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's nice to see him. He scored more goals in the Premier League now than he did in the Championship last year.
Incredible. That is incredible. It is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. But was it back-to-back top flight wins, I think, isn't it, for Sheffield United?
Yeah, and they're now
fifth,
which is just, I mean,
absurd.
Honestly, they could have a shock. I mean, they're going to end up probably with kind of 27. You'd imagine at least 27, 28 points come halfway stage. That means you need kind of like 12 points to guaranteed save. They could have the second half of the season that kind of Norwich have had, and probably stay up.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. Chris Wilder, would you give him a chance at a bigger club?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
We spoke about him about a month ago, didn't we? How he's never been relegated. I think he's got promoted so many times. He'd never been sacked. He definitely deserves it. Definitely. And it'll be really interesting to see if he keeps having a good season. They do finish the top half. I mean, Sheffield United owners need to sort something out there because he is overachieving with the Sheffield United squad, so you want to keep him there. But it'd be really interesting to see him somewhere else. Really interesting.
Would you like to see Shudgram Mustafi as an underlapping centre back? I think everybody would like to see that. I think
it'd work quite well for Spurs because in games when they're it's going against us, Vertonghen and Alderweireld do love a little bomb on, and they're both kind of technically gifted centre back. So yeah, It's a style of play that hasn't yet been mirrored by other clubs, but you never know. We might see Mourinho. Mourinho's now adapting and doing different things. You might see it with Spurs.
Yeah, you never ever know. So, and then a very good win for Sheffield United. Jack Grealish smashing the bar with a penalty.
If you're going down the middle, you're going down it for safety reasons, and so you don't hit it too high.
My thoughts exactly, Joshua. But got to be better. Aston Villa got to be better. And then talking to teams that have got to be better, Southampton v West Ham at home, losing 1-0. But more importantly, Josh, who's the derby?
Oh, this one might shock you as well. It's the Mikel Antonio derby.
No. Southampton?
Yeah. He played, I think, I don't know what league they're in. But, he's got some pass there. And he had a cracking game. What an enigma Mikel Antonio is.
Yeah, brilliant. And shouldn't be as good as he is.
No. It's a player who, he played up front today. He played on the wing. In the last match, he's played at right back, right midfield. It's like... But his performance up front was just... He terrorised Southampton defenders. He was just... His endless running and somewhat unlucky that... his hands were all over the shop, but it was handball, his ruled out goal. But it was, again, that finish again. I can't remember who he scored against the other week, but it was that sliding through, but kept it low, powered finish through this low goal. And it's just like...
When he was falling backwards and...
Yeah.
It was ridiculously good. Good.
Might have been against Spurs. Yeah, it might have been,
But it was Southampton. We were so promising, weren't we?
Yeah.
We were so excited about them this year. We were like, Hassan Hutel will sort them out. They'll be good. Oh man, when we do our so next week's show, we'll start with us looking at our pre-season predictions and see how we're doing halfway through, which will be hilarious. But they were just rubbish. Danny Ings, I think. Did he hit the bar or did it just go past the post?
Shane Long. Shane Long's got to be one of the least confident strikers in the league because that goes hand in hand with being one of the shittest strikers because you don't score many goals. But he volleyed it wide and it's just that side. You look around and you go, oh, that reeks of relegation. That side, it really does. Centre backs, you got nothing. You got a bad bang average keeper. You got fullback. You got a fullback who played for England and now is doing a bit mediocre. And that's a relegated side. Look at it on paper. So we'll see what January can muster if they can get any bodies in. Really,
is there anything in there that you think Hassan Hutel can do to change it, or is it's done
with current squad? No. Buffal was out, and Buffal was a bit of a shining light when he came on and turned it around from the other day. But honestly, they do need better defenders. They're not strong enough to be able to commit more to attack. With having such god awful centre backs, Vestergaard, Bednarek, Yoshida. How Yoshida's maintained a Premier League career is beyond me. He's
woeful. He is woeful.
Yeah,
Yoshida. It's absolutely woeful. I don't know how he's still playing. It's ridiculous. So, but yeah.
But West Ham coming back. Sebastian Haller getting his first goal in I think it seems like months, to be honest with you.
He got dropped, didn't he? He got dropped for a while.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and Philip Anderson completely dropped from the squad for this match, which is a bit of a strange one.
Yeah, bizarre. But yeah. Well done, Pellegrini. Keeps himself in the job for a little bit longer.
Yeah, he's really just ticking along there, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
I got the feeling that behind the scenes, West Ham's board are probably tapping out all. If there's a better one available, they'll twist and get him. It might not be that they can't get Rafa at the moment, or Ancelotti doesn't want to come quite rightly, or Unai Emery is. I think I'd say they'd upgrade to. They think they'd be upgrading if they went to Unai Emery, but I can't see him being there at the end of the season unless they have managed to turn it around now. But it's just flip flapping, aren't they? I think they turn it around and they lose a few more. And it's just hot and cold. It must be very frustrating to be a West Ham fan.
And then manager at the other end, Hassan Hutel. Do you think they'll just stick with him, whatever happens? Or
if you're not getting sacked after the thrashing from Leicester,
yeah, that's true.
Sacked after this, are you?
Yeah, that's very true. That is very true. Okay then, so that's the review of the weekend's fixtures. Some very interesting, ACCA ruining results all round, I'd say. Especially Chelsea, Bournemouth.
Yeah.
But,
yes, I imagine has upset a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll have a quick preview of the games that are coming up.
We've 3 games on a Sunday today. So we have Manchester United, Everton, Wolves, Tottenham, and Arsenal. That is a super Sunday, I'd say. That has got some sit at home, wait for the roast dinner to come and charm, that one. So United v Everton. How are you feeling about it, Dave?
Confident, yeah.
Oh,
2-1, but I think a very comfortable performance from Man United. I think last time I said I was comfortable about a game, we got absolutely smashed. So yeah, but I think a comfortable win, 2-1, 3-1, 2-0, something like that.
Okay, nice. That is confident. I can see you getting a win there. Everton. I mean, it's all a different kettle of fish. You're at home. A bigger boy comes, and Big Dunk's first game, and they can really get him up for it. But I think it will be. I think it will come crashing down, I reckon.
I think it's interesting because I would start Greenwood in this game after how well he played against AZ Alkmaar, getting 2 goals, give him his confidence, let it keep flowing. Drop Daniel James for a game, although he has been playing well as well. But yeah, I think I would start Greenwood. He's got that confidence. He's got the 2 goals. Give him a run. See what he can do.
So what's that front 3? Rashford, Greenwood, James.
No, I would do Rashford, Greenwood, Martial.
Okay.
And then give James a little rest. But I think, that's what's good at the moment, is that they're all playing pretty well. It's just how well would Martial sulk if you move him from centre forward out to right wing. So if you're going to play Greenwood, play him through the middle. So, but yeah, what about you? What are your thoughts on Wolves, Tottenham, the other 2 o'clock?
I'm not confident about that one. Wolves are on a decent run, aren't they? They're playing pretty well, unbeaten, aren't they?
Good. They've turned it around after a pretty poor start. Coming off the back of a 4-0 win in the Europa League, as we said earlier. Unbeaten in 4 or 5, I think, in the league, something like that. It will be tough.
11. 11.
11. Oh, wow, 11.
Yeah,
so...
and Spurs have been shocking away from home. You obviously got the pre and post Mourinho with that.
Yeah, but you're going to find out what Mourinho's big bus is like as a fan of the club that Mourinho's managing. I think this is a game where you're going to find out about Mourinho's big bus. And it's not fun, trust me. So.
Well, I think as long as we get at least a draw in this match, I'll be happy. I think it draws a fair result all the way to Wolves. They're a good side, so I can see probably being a school draw, I'd say.
Okay, all right, fair enough. And then the Sunday super fixture, Arsenal Man City.
Yes, Freddie Ljungberg at the wheel. I would be fearful if I was an Arsenal fan.
I think Arsenal are going to get demolished. I can't see anything other than a very heavy Arsenal win. Because even if you Man City win, because even if you set up Arsenal defensive, their defenders aren't very good.
They can't defend.
Yeah,
no.
They just can't defend. So you can have as many defenders as you want playing in this game, but you can't defend. So
I think fullbacks are both out. So I think Tierney and Bellerin are out. I think Xhaka's out. Who I don't know what he contributes. But yeah, I would be. I mean, I think you probably end up with. So you'd end up with a back 4 of something like Kolasinac, Louise, Chambers, maybe, and Maitland-Niles, which is horrific.
It's average, isn't it? It's very average.
Average. It's. I don't know what side that would be happy with that.
Probably Watford or Southampton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably rate Chambers and David Luiz slightly over Yoshida. So. Yes. Slightly.
Yeah, Chambers came from Southampton. So I would be. Well, I think it'd be a few goals, but I'd say it'd be kind of a 3-1, 4-1 to City. I'd say.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Well, that's the end of the review. So, Josh, you know what time it is?
Hit me.
I got a wiki file. Here comes a wiki file. I got a wiki file for you. Hey! Right, I have sent Josh a wiki file. If you're new to the channel and new to the series and everything like that, wiki file is where we take a Wikipedia stat page of a player who has been in the Premier League after Euro 96 and has made over 30 league appearances in the Premier League. And the opposing person has to guess that player's name just from his stats. So, Josh, say what you see, and if you see it, say it.
So this player had a youth career, very London-based. Obviously started at Senrab, where a number of players have started. Then moved to West Ham, then to Charlton. So he started his professional career with Charlton, 97 to 2005. 149 appearances, 5 goals for Charlton. With a loan spell, which is what's confused me. I haven't got this yet, Dave. It confused me. He had a loan spell in 2003 to Spurs, appearing 12 times, scoring no goals. Then there's a reverse of his youth career. So his youth career went West Ham, Charlton. His professional career went Charlton, West Ham. And 2 seasons at West Ham, 59 appearances, 2 goals later. Still sticking around Fulham, he goes to... Or sticking around London, he goes to Fulham. For 97 appearances, I think I've got it. Okay, 97 appearances, 2 goals. Then he gets a big move. Big move to, well, it would have been a peak, probably Hodgson era Liverpool at this point. 2010-11, is that Hodgson maybe? 15 appearances, no goals, and doesn't work out. And so he goes on loan, demotes himself a league, goes to Nottingham Forest. 15 appearances, 1 goal. For Nottingham Forest had a cracking game yesterday, didn't they? Were 4-0 down at half time. Leicester then come calling and almost makes it his second highest appearances for this club. 138 appearances, 5 goals for Leicester. So Leicester won the league in 15-16, did they? So they must have got promoted and played a little bit of Premier League football with Leicester there as well. But in the season they win the league, he gets loaned out. QPR come calling. Of course they do. They want a washed-up pro.
From London.
Appearances, no goals. Yeah. And then he really didn't like his time. I mean, a lot of time has been spent in London and Essex and Kent here. So Gillingham come calling, 25 appearances, 0 goals. Billericay Town, 23 appearances, 0 goals. And in 2018, finished off with 5 appearances for East Thurrock United. It was Billericay Town. It was him and Jamie O'Hara, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. So this is the thug-looking, shaven-headed, left-footed, left-back, left midfielder, Paul Konchesky.
It is Paul Konchesky, and
Paul Konchesky.
I don't know why I thought of him. I saw something on Sky Sports News. It might have been Premier League years or something when Roy Hodgson signed him, and
it was Roy Hodgson. It was got to be Roy Hodgson.
And it was he signed him and someone else. And looking back on it, you're like, what on earth were you playing at, Roy? What are you thinking? But
Roy having such a good time of things, wasn't he? Roy had such a fantastic time at Palace, and he did a good job at Fulham. But
and then
did Paul Konchesky score a FA Cup final goal? I feel he scored in the Liverpool West Ham game.
No, he wasn't there then, was he? Was that year? I don't think so.
Yeah, but for West Ham, sorry.
Oh, for West Ham? Oh, potentially, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got a feeling he scored in the FA Cup final, and then obviously that was the Gerrard's Bluter, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So, and that was lovely. That But when I started then doing some research on Paul Konchesky, it surprised me that through the later his career went on, the more hair he got.
Oh, did he?
So
he found some hair.
When he signed for Leicester, he was no longer bald. And then when he played for Gillingham, he had a pretty much full head of hair, other than on the side, like a shaven side, like a grade 1 on the side, with a full head of hair on top. And I was like,
are you saying something untoward has gone on? Has he invested some money?
I don't know, because when he played for Liverpool, he was proper bald. Like, there is not a hair on that head.
Maybe she didn't like the hair. Maybe just like that slick look.
Yeah, very, very surprised. It made me laugh. So I thought, oh yeah, that'll do as a thing. It's like he's grown his hair back when it's gone grey, which is very bizarre.
Yes, he's got that little. Yeah, he's got a little tuft at the front. Has he got a little grey patch at the front?
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a very bang average. But has he got any international credentials?
Oh, I think he does. I actually forgot to. I assumed it was one you might get. I know there's a few things in there that make it a little bit difficult, like the loan to Spurs and a loan to Forest and things like that. But he has got.
Yeah, I thought he would have something.
What do you think?
Is it under Roy Hodgson?
It might well be. What do you think?
Is he a one-cap wonder?
He's not a one-cap wonder.
Is he a two-cap wonder?
He's a two-cap wonder, yeah.
Two-cap wonder.
15 appearances for the under-21, 6 for the under-18s, and 2 for the full national side. He got 1 a year, so...
Is he? He's going to be at that point where there's so many players you read about. That one cap was in that bloody game against Australia.
Oh yeah.
It's so. I need to have a look at that side who lined up in that game with Australia, because I reckon there's at least 2 or 3 players who went on to make under 5 caps for England that time. So I'll pull that out. Actually, I'll be your. Well, I can't tell you that. I'll be your quiz for next week, Dave.
I'm doing the quiz next week, Josh. Just remember that. I'm doing the quiz next week.
I'll pull that out as a. I'll tweet that later on to say about England 11. Yeah.
I like that. Okay, well done, Josh, for getting the wiki file. And then before we finish, we've got to go back to the quiz. So please tell the listeners what I'm trying to answer.
So I gave Dave a list of 10 derbies by their names, and he had to name the clubs involved. So there was the M1 derby. Dave has successfully named Watford, but not the other side. The M23 derby, Brighton and Hove Albion versus Crystal Palace. Le Classique, Dave has got Marseille, but not the other club involved. He's struggling very much on Rhineland and Derby de Sol, the Derby of the Sun. He has got one half of Derby de Sicilia, the Sicilian derby, which was Palermo. And then he smashed out the park with Seville derby, which is Betis versus Sevilla. Basque derby, Sociedad versus Bilbao. Edinburgh derby, Hearts versus Hibs. And the Intercontinental derby, Fenerbahce versus Galatasaray. So Dave,
yes,
have you been thinking?
I have.
Correctly.
I don't know if it's correct or not, but
Okay.
Sicily. I'm going to go with Napoli because you said it was because that's just blue. Lazio is what I mean.
Lazio are from Rome, so no, it is Catania. Derby of Sicily is Catania.
Yeah, never going to get that.
Never
going to get that.
No.
The Le Classique, I will go for Olympic Lyon.
Oh no, it's PSG.
Oh, is it PSG? For God's sake.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Right, Derby de Sol. I've just written nothing. So you can give me that one.
That is Napoli versus Roma.
Oh no, never going to get that. Why is it not called the Derby de Roma?
Because Napoli is from Naples.
Well, you're from Naples.
Lazio from the Rome derby will be Roma versus Lazio.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Why is it not mislabeled?
Fucking
Rhineland. Okay, Rhineland. Okay,
Rhineland.
so I'll give you. Okay, so there's always a city in Germany that reminds me of because we don't say it how it's written. We write it in English. And yes, there you go.
One FC Cologne. Cologne. One FC.
And the other one is probably the longest name in German football that I know of.
Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Oh, he's got it too.
One FC Cologne and BMG, Borussia Mönchengladbach. So M1 derby. The M1
derby. So I know this because I went to university around this area. So Watford and this other side are rivals.
And you said they're close to each other. It's not like one end of the M1 to the other.
So Watford is Hertfordshire. I think it's Luton. Bedford.
Oh, Luton. There we go.
Hey.
you just told me, you twat. You prick.
Yeah, and then just outside Luton is the club I'm talking about. So it's actually Welwyn Garden City. So unlucky.
Yay! I'm taking that one as correct. There we go.
Oh, okay. So out of 20 possible clubs, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 wrong. So
it's not bad.
Yeah, 16. So what's that? 80%, something like that.
Not bad. I mean, I wouldn't have given myself the answers for Cologne or Borussia Mönchengladbach as correct, but thank you.
Yeah.
But yes, well, that is the end. What an idiot! That is the end of.
About you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Of this very entertaining podcast once again. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to find the back catalogue or want to subscribe to us, you can find us on YouTube. Just search for Football Talk or Michael Ballsack if you're feeling adventurous, because that still is a hit on us of the #1 video if you search for Michael Ballsack on YouTube, which is absolutely incredible. I don't know why I'm surprised by that. Why would anyone else put Michael Ballsack in the title of a YouTube video?
No idea. No idea.
You can find us on YouTube at Football Talk. We're also on SoundCloud and Spotify with Football Talk. You can find us there with our nice green logo. And you can find us on Twitter. But remember,
There's no A in football.
There's no A in football because some bugger nicked it. All the links are in the description on the video in YouTube as well. And thank you so much for listening. We'll be back with a special episode next week where we'll be looking at football from a long period of time. But thank you so much for watching. For now, we're out. Cheers.